watching WUFT Midday.
In the last 20 minutes, Tropical Cyclone 9 was upgraded to Tropical Storm Helene. Hurricane and tropical storm watches and warnings are now in effect for much of north central Florida as Helene continues to gain strength in the Gulf of Mexico. The UF weather team predicts Helene could strengthen into a hurricane. This is WUFT Midday. I'm Jessica Nitti.
And I'm Hayli Balgobin. Preparations have already begun in our area in anticipation of the storm's impact. Here is the very latest. Governor Ron DeSantis has declared a state of emergency for 41 counties from the Panhandle to the south of Tampa. Commissioners in Alachua County are meeting right now to determine if they should issue a local state of emergency declaration, and schools in our area are also preparing. Leaders in Citrus County have canceled classes Thursday and Friday due to the storm.
Right now we're seeing clear and sunny skies, but we can expect conditions to worsen over the next 24 hours. Let's get right over to UF forecaster Selina Massman in the weather studio, tracking the tropical storm's projected path this noon hour.
Yes, thank you, Jessica. We're taking a quick look at the weather alerts that the National Hurricane Center has already issued for the state of Florida, with a hurricane watch along the Nature Coast and some of the Sun Coast, while tropical storm watches more inland and southwest Florida. Currently, the watches are split by I-75, but we can expect this tropical storm watch to become a hurricane watch soon, as it means that the conditions are expected in the next 48 hours. A quick look at our cone for this for Tropical Storm Helene becoming Hurricane Helene. We can expect landfall Thursday evening, and so enjoy today while the weather is still nice outside. And we can expect some impacts tomorrow, and we'll take a look at the latest track and models soon.
Right now in Alachua County, emergency management leaders are meeting to discuss declaring a potential local state of emergency. Emergency management officials are urging residents to prepare for the storm now. Clean your rain gutters, secure your patio furniture, and prepare your home up for 115-mile-per-hour winds.
I think right now is a really great time for everyone to be looking in their yards, around their homes, to make sure that there's not anything that, any problem trees. We did just have Hurricane Debbie come through, so I think it's really important to just take stock of what is happening around our homes or apartment buildings, and also
We have a crew at the meeting spot right now that will break down the outcome tonight at 5 p.m.
Take a look at your screen. These are just some of the sandbag locations currently open in Marion County. There are more locations open across many counties in north central Florida. For a full list of locations, visit our website, WUFT.org. Residents across northwest Florida are also preparing for any potential impacts. They are filling sandbags and stocking up on essential items. Officials say residents should make sure their hurricane kits are packed with plenty of food and water to last up to 10 days. The storm is expected to make landfall in Florida as a Category 2 or 3 hurricane later this week.
Stay up to date with the latest on Tropical Storm Helene on air and online. We'll be bringing you storm updates including hurricane and tornado warnings and school closures, plus the latest information on shelters and where to pick up sandbags. That's all on WUFT.org.
President Joe Biden is set to deliver one of the final and most consequential speeches of his presidency today at the United Nations General Assembly in New York City.
Bree Jackson breaks down what we can expect from the speech, which will focus on climate crisis and the call for ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas war.
Israel dramatically expanding its assaults on Lebanon Monday, with airstrikes that killed hundreds and wounded over 1,000 more. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu sending this message to the Lebanese people.
Israel's war is not with you. It's with Hezbollah. For too long, Hezbollah has been using you as human shields. The IDF has warned you to get out of harm's way. I urge you, take this warning seriously.
The escalation is heightening tensions in the region. Iran's new vice president accuses Israel of attempting to draw them into a wider war, something he says he does not want.
We want to move in a more peaceful, more stable world. We don't seek war, but we will defend ourselves.
U.S. defense officials say Israel has not been sharing details about its military movements and fear hopes for a ceasefire in Gaza are dwindling. President Biden is expected to push for a diplomatic resolution when he addresses the UN General Assembly today.
My team is contact with their counterparts, and we're working to de-escalate in a way that allows people to return to their homes safely.
The Defense Department plans to send a few dozen American troops to the Middle East in the coming days to help Americans flee the region. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
An Idaho man is charged with threatening to kill former President Donald Trump in multiple phone calls to Mar-a-Lago. According to court documents, Warren Jones Crazy Bull made at least 9 threatening phone calls to Trump's residence in July. Authorities say a Facebook page they believe belongs to Crazy Bull contained further threats of violence towards Trump. Crazy Bull was indicted on August 20th in Idaho federal court with 1 count of making threats against a former president and has pleaded not guilty.
Boeing has made a final offer to striking workers this morning, but the union says it is not good enough. This offer includes a 30% raise over 4 years, $6,000 to each worker for approving the deal, performance bonuses, and increasing company match to 401k. Strikers say they want a 40% raise and their pensions restored, which were thrown out during the last round of negotiations.
I'm focused on presenting a really good offer that is based on the feedback from our team, and making adjustments to areas that they said are important.
This best and final offer, please, blow smoke up somebody else's rear end,
Analysts say both sides are going to have to concede on some points, Boeing on pay and the union on pensions.
New this afternoon, UF dropped to number 7 among the nation's public universities. That's according to the latest rankings from the U.S. News and World Report. This is the 2nd year in a row that UF is not ranked in the top 5. Last year, UF ranked number 6 in public schools and number 28 overall. This year, UF fell 2 spots to number 30 overall. US News focused more on graduation outcomes in this year's report. This includes social mobility, graduation retention rates, and graduate earnings.
If you took the general bar exam in July, your scores are now available. The Florida Board of Bar Examiners approved the results on Monday. More than 2,000 first-time applicants took the exam this summer, and over 76% passed the test. More than 90% of the UF College of Law students who took the exam passed. This is the highest passage rating for schools in Florida.
If you live within Ocala city limits and you've got old tires you've been meaning to get rid of, listen up. The city is providing 2 drop-off spots where neighbors can get rid of their old rubber. The locations are listed on your screen. Business tires will not be accepted, and there's a limit of 10 tires per resident. A driver's license listing your address might be requested.
We're taking a live look over our DOT cameras over Paynes Prairie. Looks like traffic is flowing steadily right now, so nothing to worry about if you're heading towards Gainesville. We're also seeing clear and sunny skies. We're back with UF forecaster Selina Massman joins us now with how long these conditions will last.
Thank you, Haley. Yes, let's take a quick look again at these weather alerts. The hurricane watch is still issued, or will still be issued for the Big Bend area alongside tropical storm watch, more for inland Florida and southwest Florida, which will probably become a hurricane watch later on throughout the week as we expect Helene to make landfall. The storm surge watch, also issued by the National Hurricane Center, is showing about 10 to 15 feet likely in the Big Bend, and 5 to 7 feet a little bit south of Tampa and to the west of Callaway. So if you are in these areas, make sure that you are stocking up on those sandbags mentioned earlier. A quick look at our infrared satellite, we can see Helene is a massive storm, and this is just it being a tropical storm, so we will expect crazy amounts of impacts from it as it becomes a major hurricane throughout the rest of this week. It'll reach hurricane strength tomorrow as it moves through the Yucatan Peninsula, and Category 3 strength in the Gulf of Mexico, with temperatures with wind speeds well over 110 miles per hour, and a landfall expected of late Thursday afternoon into the evening. So make sure we are prepared for this storm ahead of time, as we will be starting to see these effects starting tomorrow. Campus Cam is showing us right now beautiful blue skies, none of this hurricane that we're discussing even a thought. But enjoy this today, enjoy the good weather today, and make sure to run those errands while you still can, because preparation is key with these types of storms. Temperatures are currently in the mid 80s, almost reaching the 90s later on throughout the evening. Nothing that isn't expected for this type of year. So we are looking towards a regular fall day if the storm was not a topic. Quick look at a couple of the models that we have just to show the uncertainty when it comes to what we are dealing with when predicting the storm. The American model is showing it develop, the circulation close a little bit more as it enters into the Gulf of Mexico. And as it reaches the Big Bend Thursday afternoon into the evening, we can see a lot of those rain bands already hitting us. So make sure that you are prepared because we still do not know the exact landfall location of this storm. Quick look at the 7-day forecast. We can see that Thursday will entirely be taken up by Hurricane Helene by that point. The rest of the week we'll see some precipitation, but the start of next week should look just like a normal day.
A new COVID variant called XEC is on the rise just ahead of the fall and winter seasons, where many people are impacted by respiratory viruses. The U.S. government is making more at-home COVID-19 tests available for free. Each household will be able to order a new round of 4 free at-home test kits. The new kits will be available by the end of the month. The U.S. Department of Human Health reports more than 900 million test kits have been delivered through this program.
Right now in Washington, D.C., the drug maker responsible for Ozempic and Wegovy is facing tough questions about the high cost of their weight loss drugs. Wegovy and Ozempic are used to combat obesity and type 2 diabetes. The Health, Education, Labor and Pensions Committee are questioning the cost of the drug, citing a report that shows it costs significantly less in European countries. The company is defending the price, saying that the cost is different due to the difference in healthcare systems. They also say the price saves taxpayers money and reduces healthcare costs.
Movie theaters across the country could be undergoing some major changes. 8 of the largest movie theater chains announced they are investing billions of dollars into renovations. The 8 companies include AMC, Regal Cinemas, Cinemark, Cineplex, Marcus Theaters Corporation, B&B Theaters, Harkins Theaters, and Santa Coast Entertainment. More than $2.2 billion will be used to modernize and improve theaters, including adding the latest laser technology and immersive sound systems. The movie theater industry has been hampered by the boom of streaming services like Netflix and Hulu.
Now let's get over to WUFT First at 5 anchor Mara Rojas with a look at what's coming up tonight on First at 5.
Tonight on First at 5, what you need to know about the hurricane expected to hit Thursday evening. The Alachua County Board of Commissioners meet to decide whether to declare a local state of emergency, plus how local businesses prepare for the hurricane. Also, Citrus County closes their schools Thursday and Friday, what that means for surrounding counties.
And before we go, one last check on the weather. Selena?
Yes, so Hurricane Helene will definitely be the topic this week when it comes to anything weather related. Florida, you want to prepare for this Category 3 storm. This is considered a major hurricane once it reaches landfall here in the Big Bend area, close to us here in north central Florida. We expect landfall Thursday evening, maybe even a little bit earlier than that, but we will be seeing the impact of the rest of those rain bands later on this week, or even tomorrow, or later on tomorrow as it moves into our area. After it makes landfall in north central Florida, we can expect it to dissipate into a low system over the Midwest and not be an issue for us anymore. We will see those rain bands still producing some sort of rain throughout the rest of the week, starting into the next beginning of next week, but temperatures are still around 80 to 90 degrees, nothing out of the normal for a Florida fall like this. Low temperatures are expected to be in the 70s, but make sure that you are prepared for the hurricane that is coming on Thursday, with Hurricane Helene causing a lot of destruction potentially.
Thanks for joining us for WUFT Midday. We're back here tomorrow for another edition.
We now join Sports Scene with Steve Russell live on WRUF Radio and right here on WRUF-TV, Channel 6.